ಜಮಾತೆ ಇಸ್ಲಾಮೆ ಹಿಂದ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇದರ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ್ ಸಾದ್ ಇವರು ಸಂದೇಶವನ್ನು ನೀಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಸರ್ವಸ್ತುತಿಗಳು ಸರ್ವಲೋಕಗಳ ಒಡೆಯನಾದ ಅಲ್ಲಾಹನಿಗೆ ಮೀಸಲು ಮತ್ತು ಅವನ ಅಪಾರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರವಾದಿಗಳ ಸಜ್ಜನರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸದಾ ವರ್ಷಿಸುತ್ತಿರಲಿ ಎಂಬ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯಿಂದ I have been asked to speak in English because there have been number of people who have spoken in Kannada. So obliging the organizers, I would like to just make a few points. Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Indeed, this is a historic occasion wherein we have gathered here Samavesha in this huge harmony conference. And Udupi fittingly is giving an answer to all the abuse and all the propaganda that has been hurled at it. We should thank God for being Indians. India is a great country and great in many ways. You could count a lot of blessings and characteristics and special features of this great nation. Its population, its expanse, its technological prowess, its progress, and several other things. But today I would like to make a mention of two things, two distinctive features. One is the time-tested, time immemorial, a future which has a history of centuries and thousands of years. And that is the unity in diversity, the plurality, the inclusiveness that this great country exhibits. ಬಹುಧರ್ಮ, ಬಹುಜಾತಿ, ಬಹು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ, ಬಹುಭಾಷೆಗಳ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ. Truly this is a microcosm of several denominations, of several descriptions that this country is. A rainbow of colors, a vase of flowers of different hues and colors and smells. This is one aspect of our country which needs to be carefully preserved. The second, the more recent development, is the wonderful constitution that our forefathers have given us post-independence. The longest constitution in the world, the constitution which talks highly about the golden ideals of liberty, freedom, justice, equality, fraternity, and several individual and group rights that this constitution has guaranteed to all its citizens. The federal nature of our country, this is a union of religions, union of states, union of languages, union of cultures, and this has been amply projected and protected by the constitution. But unfortunately, today we are witnessing there have been several problems that our country has faced, and we have overcome several of them. But the biggest problem that we seem to be facing today is the communalism, the fascist tendency that the dispensation in power today has come to represent. The authoritarianism, the dictatorial form of democracy, the majoritarianism, the violence, the hatred, the polarization, the othering of other communities, and all those futures that we all are aware of, and the awareness of which has brought us together here. Unfortunately, this is a great danger. ಇದೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗಂಡಾಂತರ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಉಂಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ. Quran says there are several evils in the society, but it specifically points to a few things. وَاتَّقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ خَاصَّةً. Fear those evils the consequences of which will not be limited to the people who commit those evils or sins, but it will take over the whole country, the whole nation. Fascism is one such danger that we all face today. It may be one community today, but the nature of fascism is such that it is going to devour everything else that doesn't suit its designs, that doesn't follow its dictates, and soon it will implode itself. So this is the danger that we face today, and there is a need for us to be aware of this problem and to encounter this situation in as best a manner as possible. There is a need to build an alternative narrative to fascism. The nature of country is well known to us. We also know that violence and oppression and zulm has its days numbered. But to look for brighter days, it is important that we build up an alternative narrative. It's the responsibility of the dignitaries, the religious leaders, to give us that strong narrative, a humanitarian, a secular, a constitutional, a narrative based on equality and justice, narrative based on constitutional values, constitutional morality, a narrative based on character, secularism, as we all discussed. And it's not just enough that we talk about it occasionally. Rather, it should be a counter movement to fascism that we need to build up in this country. And this has not just a political aspect to it, rather a cultural, an academic, and a social aspect also. And there is a need to strengthen this movement, to build this movement. And what has started here and what has been seen in several parts of the country and also in several places in our own state of Karnataka, this needs to be taken forward, this needs to be strengthened. We need to focus on the real issues of people. We know how our country is sliding backwards on all the indices, be it the GDP, be it the Human Development Index, be it the religious tolerance, be it the Freedom Index, the Democracy Index, and how corruption and prices and violence and atrocities are ever on the rise. How politics has been criminalized, how education has been commercialized, and how business has been corporatized and how it has been made a handiwork of few people. Finally, I would like to conclude with the message, हवस ने कर दिया है टुकड़े टुकड़े नूए इंसान को, मोहब्बत की ज़ुबान हो जा, अखुवत का बयां हो जा. It is the materialism has become the religion of today. Swartha, hitasakti, ase akankshe, adanne ಈಡೇರಿಸುವುದು, and the biases that we carry, that has become our identification. Unfortunately, this has riven the humanity, torn the humanity apart. There is a need to spread the message of love and brotherhood. Let us resolve today that humanity is our first religion. Let us protect the diversity. Diversity is the spice of life. Let us protect this diversity and independence. Let us also work for the moral development of our nation. We have had 5-year plans and Niti Ayog and whatnot. But to develop the character of individuals, of all the citizens, is something which we are lacking. We need to focus on that also. ದ್ವೇಷವನ್ನು ಅಳಿಸಿ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸೋಣ, ದ್ವೇಷ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟೋಣ. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಜನರನ್ನು ಒಗ್ಗೂಡಿಸುವುದೇ ನಿಜವಾದ ಧರ್ಮ. ವೈಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಜನರನ್ನು ಬೇರ್ಪಡಿಸುವುದು ಅಧರ್ಮವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸವಾಗಿದೆ, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಧ್ಯೇಯವಾಗಬೇಕು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಸ್ವೇರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೆಡ್ಜ್, not just to work for one day, for one occasion, but rather to take this as a movement and make this the future of our country. Thank you very much.
ತಮ್ಮ ಸಂದೇಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಲ್ಮೆಯ ವಂದನೆಗಳು.
ಇಂತಹ ಹಲವು ಸುದ್ದಿ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಸನ್ಮಾರ್ಗ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಿರಂತರ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಪಡೆಯಲು ಬೆಲ್ ಐಕಾನ್ ಒತ್ತಲು ಮರೆಯದಿರಿ.